Hello and welcome to the Friday market update. Well, the Fed is a deer in the headlights. The Fed is frozen, but buyers don't have to be. At their most recent meeting this week, the Fed held the Fed funds rate steady. Why? Because they're stuck. They're unsure whether to fear inflation from tariffs or really brace for a weakening job market that could spark a recession. But if they wait too long, they risk getting hit by this oncoming train. The U.S. economy is like a freight train. It doesn't stop on a dime. It just can't. It's too big. It takes time to slow down or change direction. And right now, the Fed's hesitation feels all too familiar. So let's rewind back to 2021. Inflation started to rise, and the Fed funds rate was almost 0%, like 0.25%. So what did the Fed do? Nothing. They did nothing. They froze again. They were a deer in the headlight. They called the inflation transitory, and they waited and they waited and they waited. And then when they finally acted in late 2022, they slammed on the brakes with four big adjustments of 0.75% hikes, four of them. But it was too late. Inflation had already exploded to 9.1%. The train hit the train station, went busting through it. So that runaway inflation crushed the real estate market. Record low rates led to a buying frenzy. And now homeowners with 3% mortgages feel stuck. They, believe it or not, they feel stuck because their household is growing or they want to shrink down. But who wants to trade that 3% interest rate for a 7% interest rate? It doesn't make sense. And the impact is the first-time home buyers, who typically make up over 30% of the market, drop to just 24%, the lowest level in 43 years. And get this, the median age of first-time home buyers is now 38 years old. Those millennials are getting old. They want to get out of the house. They are getting gray hair waiting to own a home. So meanwhile, the Fed keeps pointing to a strong job market. But are the numbers really reliable? I've talked about it many times. Here's the issue. The BLS report reports monthly job numbers that the Fed and Wall Street react to. It's the most current data, but those numbers often get revised big time almost every month. The most recent quarterly census of employment and wages, which is known as a QCEW report, showed that 2023's reported 2.5 million jobs were actually just 1.25 million jobs. That's half, but Wall Street is trading on the 2.5 million jobs, thinking everything's good. They don't look backwards, and the Fed's not looking backwards as well. So if those job reports had been more accurate when they were actually released, we could be looking at much lower interest rates today. But instead, home buyers, unfortunately, are the ones paying the price. Now, I am all for a healthy, stable market, not the boom and bust cycle that we've seen. My fear is if the Fed miscalculates and doesn't determine that the consumer is really struggling at this time, they're going to panic. They're going to slash rates too quickly, and then we'll be right back into this darn frenzy mode. Okay, now I'm stepping off my soapbox. So let's talk about the good news. The good news for buyers, inventory is climbing, making it a transitional market and so much better for the buyers today. Sellers are now offering concessions. They're lowering sale prices. They're offering concessions. Now, the smart buyers, they are negotiating great deals and having seller pay closing costs while the rest of the market holds its breath. And those people, here's the thing, when rates finally start to fall, that herd mentality will kick in. Everyone will start running, jumping back in. And those who buy now, while things are quieter and have more people, and my friend Brandon talks about when you have ladies' night and you have more of that available, boy, they're going to be breathing way easier later, saying, I'm so glad I bought when I did. But those who wait, they will be sprinting as fast as they can, competing and paying more. So be the buffalo. I talk about all the time. Run into that storm. You'll come out the other side faster than the cows that are just following the herd, trying to get away from the storm. So quick reminder, don't miss our social media 101 with Brandon from Vegas. It's a great seminar we're having next Thursday, May 15th at 11 a.m. at Cello Tower Sales Office. Click in, go to my website below. Brandon has nearly 800,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram, and he has such a great brand in Las Vegas, all built with $0 spent. He's super fun, strategic, and very inspiring. He's going to break down how he built one of the most recognizable brands in Vegas just by showing up consistently on social. Now, you need to refer me? It's super easy. Just shoot me a group text with your client. I'll take it from there and we'll get them into a home this year. So hope you have a great weekend and a special shout out to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. You have the toughest and most important job on the planet. We all appreciate you. So this is Gaylord out. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.